YouTube. I'm sorry, I don't think I've ever heard of her. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I don't even think that many people noticed I've been missing for over a year on here. But if you did, I'm sorry, and I'm here to explain why and kind of catch everybody up on what's been going on for the last year. Let's just say a year, even though we all know it's been longer. So anyway, let's get to it. All right, I am pretty sure the last video I posted was a tour of our 3-bedroom grand villa when we stayed there for the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World back in October of 2021, right? Yes, that is right. Listen, most of this is on me, okay? Let's just walk you through what happened in the year of our Walt 2022. Because I know I need to come back. I know Walt Disney World right now is so confusing to so many people, and I have so many things to share. And I think it's way better when I say it in person. Because I can make documents galore. I can make, that's pretty much it, documents. Emails, very well written DMs. But explaining it is really like where I find passion. So, rewind. So back in December of 2021, I accepted a new role at a new position at a brand new organization, and I decided to switch careers. The pandemic was really, really hard on the industry I was working in, and it made me realize that I wanted something different. And the opportunity kind of fell into my lap. I wasn't actively searching. And when I made the transition, I was actually working for both organizations for about 2 months. So through February of 2022, I was working both of these jobs. My old job, trying to get everything ready for the transition to me leaving, and then my new job, so learning all of the things. But I am also still a travel agent who specializes in Disney destinations, which we all know, that's why we're here. Like, I help you with your Disney vacations, whether it be used to be on YouTube, on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And then I also plan your vacations as clients. So, and my services are free. I've been an agent since 2017. So that is still going on, even though I don't promote it as much because it's been a lot. And I also have my small business, Plan the Magic, where I just released, in fact, my last paper planner. 2023 planners are my last year of making planners, though I'll still make paper goods. So I'm still doing all that as well. So I was working both of these jobs, and I decided when I moved to my new job, I needed some time. I needed to get in a groove. I wanted to learn and meet a lot of new people. And so I was really just taking the time to get my own bearings. And frankly, YouTube did not have a part of my life at that point. I was so busy and trying to keep my head above water with everything else. And I really wanted, the main part in what I learned when the pandemic happened and my work was just stopped, both the travel industry and the performing arts industry, like, I learned that I was like, why am I working so, like, I don't know. I just came to this realization that I was like, I need to enjoy my life more. I've always enjoyed my life, but I feel like I always made like work my biggest part of my identity. And I really wanted to take a step back and enjoy my work and realize that I love to do the things I do and find more passion out of everything I do in life. I don't even think I am making any sense. And you know what? That's okay, because I make sense to me. But I feel like most of you understand where I'm coming from, where I was just trying to get my bearings. And then all of a sudden, the year is ended and YouTube is like, hey, you've been inactive for over a year now. So, and I will say, I wanted to take the year off. I did not announce that. I did not myself know until it was the end of December, and I was like, I really want to get back to YouTube. I want to go back to my roots of making short videos that help you plan your vacations. Sprinkle in a lot of fun throughout those as well, because I enjoy explaining where I like to eat, where I like to drink, where I like to shop, all those other things as well. And a little less vlogging, which I will keep to TikTok and Instagram. So that's where you'll find like quote unquote vlogging content of like me in the parks is on TikTok and Instagram at The Magical Miranda. I'll continue to post things there, but vlogging with like my YouTube camera in the parks, it makes me more nervous than anything because I am not local. I enjoy my time when I'm in the parks. I have friends that I visit in the parks, and I really like to focus on that. So that is what I will keep doing because I never, ever, ever want to make this feel like work. The thing about social media is I only do it because I like to. I never feel pressured to create content ever. If I don't feel like it, I say no. I take weeks breaks at a time. I go M.I.A. elsewhere too, not for over a year. And again, I'm really sorry about that. Really sorry. Forgive me. But anyway, yeah, so that's why. And if you came back, I appreciate you, and I'm hoping that my content going forward you will find enjoyable and helpful, which is the reason I'm here. I'm here to help, but also make it feel like it's a magical vacation, which it should be, because it is, you know? So I'm not gonna just stop it there. I'm gonna tell you about my 2022 because I did travel. Not only to Disney properties, which I will mainly be talking about, but I traveled elsewhere as well. So let me tell you about my Disney destination vacations of 2022 and kind of give you a roadmap of what we're looking at for 2023. Okay, so like I said, I was working both of my jobs January, February. I gave the timeline of end of February mainly because I work in events now and a lot of our events were gearing up starting in March, but I also had a trip to Disneyland planned at the end of February. And so I kind of wanted that to be my capping point where I'm like, okay, I'm done with one and still on the other, and have that weekend of transition where I can go to Disneyland and have fun with friends. So I did. We went to Disneyland and it was truly so much fun. I went with my friend Casey she used to be Casey and the Bear. She is now Casey Entertainment Cheese on Instagram. And my friend Jill, famously from the old small shop, Lucky Rabbit. And we had truly so much fun. I will remember that trip forever. The weather was perfect. It was just, I just love Disneyland so much. That's where I got this sweatshirt. That was like the era of like these sweatshirts are coming out. January, February of last year, and everybody has them. If you don't and you come across it, you should buy it. Like, we're not here to gatekeep. We're not here to be like, oh, everybody has that. Yeah, everybody has it for a reason. So, but at the end of that trip, we were thinking ahead and we're like, you know, these Magic Key passes, if we come one more time within the year, we could get an Enchant Key pass, and it's more money to come on your own than have an Enchant Key for the Magic Keys, which are their annual passes. And so at the end of the trip, we upgraded and got an Enchant Key, which was very exciting. So we are Magic Key holders and Walt Disney World annual pass holders. And although we know that's probably only going to be a one-year thing. And then, okay, so that was my Disneyland trip. In April, my husband and I went down to Walt Disney World for a week-long, it was a very long trip. I think I've mentioned it here before, but my husband works at a company that is based out of Central Florida, and so he does have to go down for work quite often. And when he has to go down for like meetings, a lot of the times, not all of the time, I like to come down with him because why not? That means my hotel is free. That means if he's gonna go down there, I might as well go too. That's just science. So we went down in April and did a lot of flower and garden things and just really enjoyed time with friends while we were there. I also have family who live in Sarasota. I feel like everybody's like, oh, I have family that lives in Sarasota. That's like not from Florida. It's like all of the Midwestern transplants, they end up in Sarasota, I think. That's just funny. And my parents were they just ironically were going to be visiting my aunt and uncle that weekend. So we drove down to Sarasota for a night and then back up to Orlando. We just love going in the springtime at Walt Disney World. It's one of my favorites. And then, just a month later, it was Cosmic Rewind Guardians of the Galaxy annual pass holder previews. And so Casey and I, again, Casey is my travel buddy. We go a lot of places together for good reason. But we both got annual pass holder previews and flew down for like a day and a half, maybe 2 days, to go to Walt Disney World and ride Cosmic Rewind. And it was so worth it. That ride is so good. It's so much fun. And that is coming from someone who has severe motion sickness. Not severe, but I don't do super well, but I love it. It is so much fun. I have now been on it 4 times total, I believe, but truly great if you have not been on it, and I recommend it. But again, that was a super quick trip. I really enjoyed that one because we were doing like a working trip. We like flew down on a Monday and took Monday off, but Tuesday we were working and our flight wasn't until Tuesday night. And so my favorite part of that trip is we went to the banquet hall at Pizza Rizzo at Hollywood Studios. And if you are hating on Pizza Rizzo, find somebody else's channel to hate on, okay? Because the banquet hall at Pizza Rizzo is the moment. And we're not gonna trash on her because she's iconic. But we brought our laptops, our chargers, some beverages to Pizza Rizzo banquet hall only, do not sit anywhere else. And we sat there for literally 3.5 hours working. And it is my ideal workplace. It is great. And then after that, we then moved to Baseline because wanted an adult beverage and a cheese board. So we went over there, which is also, if you know Casey and me at all, you know that when we go to Hollywood Studios together, we get to Hollywood Studios at like 10:15 a.m. when we're not working. We get to 10:15 a.m. We rope drop Baseline, which opens at 10:30 typically. Sometimes it's different. And then we will get our board and a drink there when we're on vacation. And then at 11, we will mobile order a cannoli from Pizza Rizzo and hop over to Pizza Rizzo and have a cannoli and a Diet Coke in the banquet hall. And it's just how we live our life, and it's great. But yeah, so that was a super quick trip. Let's go to summer now. Now this was a big one. And this is where I got most of my intel with how things are now working at Walt Disney World. I went all 4 parks, 4 full days with 4 girls that have never been before. So 2 of my girlfriends were bringing their family friends who had just graduated high school to Walt Disney World for the first time. And I basically invited myself as a tour guide. And so I came down here with them. And I planned every moment like a tourist does. Like, if you are going to Walt Disney World for the first time, or like a time and you don't come very often, this is how your trip should have gone. Like, I planned it to a T. I had the dining reservations. I had Genie Plus. I did the virtual queues. We did individual lightning lane. Like, we truly did it all. It was exhausting. Like, I don't do theme parks like that anymore. But it was really great because we got so much done. They were so fulfilled and we were exhausted, but like that's how you're supposed to do Walt Disney World. Like, that is, as a non-local, as a non-person who goes 4 or 5 times a year, like that's how you do Walt Disney World. And it was nice and refreshing to be able to do that again and to like learn all the ins and outs of Genie Plus and how to properly do it for a full day for myself, to see that my itineraries actually like do work for clients when I make them. Because I never know. I like make this huge like 15-page long itinerary and I'm like, I don't know, try it, see how it works. That was a week long. Oh, I forgot. I also went to Universal and Islands of Adventure for the first time. I went to Islands of Adventure for half a day when I was a senior in high school, and we're not going to talk about how long that was ago. So I don't quite remember it, but I did Universal and Islands of Adventure. And Harry Potter was not a thing when I was there my first time, again, dating myself. And I had so much fun, specifically in Diagon Alley, because I did buy a wand. I am not a huge Harry Potter fan. Like, I will watch it anytime it's on TV. I understand, I know all the characters, I've read all the books, but I'm not like a diehard. Am I a Hufflepuff? Yeah. We're not shocked by that. But it was so much fun. I am not a big thrill ride person, and especially at Universal where it's like all the simulators. I tapped out really, really early in the day. I did Velocicoaster. Oh my God, I about died. I did Hagrid's, obviously. And then those I can do. Like, I can do roller coasters. Like, I'll still scream my head off, but I can do roller coasters very easy. But then we did the, oh gosh, the one, the one in the castle. What's it called? I forget. Anyway, I have not prepped for this video. But after that, I was like, I'm done. Yes, that was very early on. We did, when we went to like Seuss Landing and things like that, I did their little like people mover. And I know I did some other things throughout the day, but I was wiped. Like, it was really bad for my brain. But I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. And it was also, I had the best Diet Coke of my life there. And I'll never forget her, honestly. Yeah, first time I went to Universal. How sad. How sad. And now that was like early summer. It was a great trip. I adored it. And like, I love experiencing the Disney theme parks through other people's eyes. And I think the most joy I got out of that trip was literally just watching the other four and learning like what got them excited, what rides they loved, and just like experiencing the whole thing. It's just magical. It's just so, I don't get that anymore because everybody I go with are locals or friends who have also been for however long, or my husband who we go all the time. And it's just like, we enjoy it, but like it's a different type of enjoyment now. So I don't know, it was very refreshing. And then later in that year, in the summer, I typically don't like to go in the summertime because it's just so hot, but we had a Disney cruise on the Disney Wish that we were actually one of the first sailings that got canceled because the Wish wasn't going to be ready yet. So we got 50% off of a future cruise, which was incredible, a great offer, and we were happy to take it. In hindsight, would I have used that on like a 7-night Mediterranean cruise? Yeah, I should have done that. But I didn't. And I got 50% off of this cruise, which is fine. But we went with a group of 6 of us. It was so much fun. I adored the ship. I had a great time. I love Disney Cruise Line. I truly do. And the last time I was at Castaway Cay was in January of like 2019. And so it was just much colder then, and I didn't get in the water. And it was a beautiful summer day. We had perfect weather the entire trip. We could not have asked for a better week. It was so much fun. But then when we got back to Orlando after the sailing, it was the first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. And we were like, well, I guess we should probably go to that, because we weren't going to, at that point, we didn't have any trips back to Disney World planned. So we did that. And then Food and Wine Festival was also that weekend. So we got to do that before we flew home that Sunday after our sailing, which I think that was the best trip this year. It was just so much fun. We were exhausted, but it was like I don't know. It was just great. I did do, if you go to my TikTok, I did daily vlogs from that cruise. So you can check that out as well. And then fast forward to September, we went to Disneyland, a very large group of us, a very, very large group. And every time we go to Disneyland, most times we stay at the Howard Johnson Anaheim. We love the Hojo. It is a 5-minute walk. I do have a discount code for you if you're staying there, but I also can book it as a Good Neighbor hotel. We can book Good Neighbor hotels for Disneyland, unlike Walt Disney World as a travel agency. But we love the Hojo. It's so clean. The newly renovated building is a delight. We just really enjoy it. But we went there, I'm trying to think of how many of us there were. 10? 12? I think there was 10. But we did Oogie Boogie Bash. I've never done Oogie Boogie Bash, and it was iconic. I just do not understand how Walt Disney World cannot do what Disneyland does with these characters. I talked to Madame Mim, Cruella, Ernesto de la Cruz. Have you seen videos of him? If you have not, you must look them up. It was truly, and like videos don't even do it justice. Like walking through these like treat trails and seeing these characters interacting, it's just so California because it's so, all these actors are just, there's so many of them and they're all incredible at what they do. I mean, the actors in the parades, like obviously Ernesto is Ernesto and obviously Madame Mim was Madame Mim. Sorry if you misunderstood me. Anyway, we did Disneyland. It was so fun. And we were like, okay, that's it for the rest of the year. Like, put a pin in it. We're good. Exhausted. What a great year of vacations. You know what I mean? So good. And then we were looking back, because like, mind you, everybody's like, oh my God, you go all the time. Like my husband travels for work. So we have so many airline miles from when he travels. And so we get either airline miles or like a companion pass where I fly for free, and hotel points and things like that. So it all works out in our favor that way. Like when we go to Disneyland, we split a room with other friends as well. We had a companion pass that was about to expire, and then we had extra free hotel nights. So we decided to go down to Walt Disney World again in December, just for a quick weekend, literally like Friday through Monday, late Friday to Monday night, 2.5 full days in the parks and for Christmas time, and it was delightful. I just love the parks at Christmas. It was the first time I saw Fantasmic since it was back, and it had been a while since I've done Festival of the Holidays at Epcot. Not fully, like we didn't do Candlelight Processional and all of that, but I still like the booths and things, the festival booths that they have up. And obviously seeing Magic Kingdom at Christmas time is great. We did not do Very Merry Christmas Party because we've done it before and it's so expensive. It's like, it's getting up there now. Maybe in a few years we'll do it again, but I prefer the Halloween party over the Christmas party, if we're being honest here. But yeah, so it was a great 2022. So I'm sorry that I was absent from here, but I was very much alive I wouldn't say very much alive. I was present on Instagram and TikTok. Please know I am getting back into the groove of this, and my camera has died 5 times and also overheated twice. So anyway, I don't even know where I went off. It was a great year. We had such a great year of travel. We also, like, I've never been to Seattle before. We went to Seattle, we went to other places, not just Walt Disney World, because I love travel, period. I love to go new places, period. So looking ahead, I love travel. If you guys have been with me, you saw, like, especially 2019, it was a year filled with travel. I went so many places in 2019, and then 2020 hit. This year, we're trying to figure out still, like, where we want to go. Where is new that we want to go visit? Obviously, we have some, like, really big dreams on the pipeline, like, for Disney purposes. I would love to, obviously, go to Tokyo. Tokyo has been, like, my dream for a really long time. Tokyo is on our list. We want to go to Hawaii and visit Aulani. But I don't know when we're going to do all of those. We also have, like, other places we would like to visit as well that we have to try and figure out when and where, all of that. But I do know I have one trip officially planned. In a couple of weeks, I'm going back to Disneyland for the last time before my Magic Key expires. It will be so fun. Again, going with Casey and Jill. And we will be there at the start of the Disney 100 celebration, which is very exciting. So we'll get to see the new World of Color, we'll get to see the new fireworks, and then Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway will be open in Toontown. The rest of Toontown will not be open, but that is okay. And I'm not even sure if we'll do Runaway Railway there. I do want to see the queue because it's like the El Capitan Theater, which is very exciting. And we will not be there for the return of Magic Happens Parade, which is such a bummer. I'm so upset about it. But that's okay. Maybe I'll go back later this year. Who knows? I wanted to go for my birthday in the holidays, but we'll see. But yeah, so it's been a really busy, exciting year, sans YouTube. Again, I'm sorry. But I'm back. And I am hoping to get started, to be more helpful, to answer any questions, to go through any topics that may come up when planning, or just like if you visit and not even like if you're, I don't know. You know what I mean. But yes. Also, if you're a podcast listener, I've been hitting the podcast lately. We've had Resident Services podcast, which was our Animal Crossing / pop culture podcast that it morphed into because Animal Crossing hasn't been updated in over a year. So we ran out of topics for Animal Crossing. But we rebranded in the new year. We are now called Did You Read the Group Chat podcast. Find us anywhere you listen to podcasts, but it is me and Casey and then Adam and RJ. From the D podcast, from Showgaze, from all of that. We've had the podcast for almost 3 years now, so it's really great. And we talk about Disney a lot as well, so you should listen. But thank you guys for coming back after so long, or if you're new here, hi, I'm Miranda. It's a little late for that, but all right, well, I will see you guys very soon, I promise. How do I sign off? I forget. Something, bye.